This is the best day of my life.
Hi there, and welcome to Reaper Relay. I'll be your guest GM today, the elusive Dan. That was the coolest part I had for this. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Table Stories Reaper Relay.
Hi.
Don't mind whatever happened before. That didn't happen. Don't worry. We got to get out any nervous jitters we might have had by everything breaking right off the bat. But I'm Domestic Dan. I've been so excited for this show and have been overly nervous for probably no reason whatsoever. So thank you so much for tuning in for this. We are joined by some incredibly lovely people who we will have introduce themselves. And I'm going to start probably not what's on the overlay, but what's I see here. So we're going to start with that Turian hiding over there. Who are you?
In game or in real life?
In real life.
Oh, my name is Aaron Black. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you. Great. And then Faye, who are you? What do you do?
I'm Phelan. Hi, I'm a variety broadcaster. I play lots of RPGs and stuff. That's it. Yeah.
Perfect.
I like it. To the point, concise.
Absolutely. Eleni, who are you?
Oh, hello. I am Bloody Faster, and I'm also a variety broadcaster here on Twitch.tv. Oh
Very
my God.
good.
Yes, thank you.
Lobos?
Oh, hi. I'm Lobos Jr., and I play RPGs and Dark Souls and other things here on Twitch.com.
Wow. Way to
And
show me
last-
up with it .com.
Well, yeah, the .com, that's true. And last but not least, Katie Peters Plays. Who are you? What do you do?
Everybody already kind of knows who I am here, I would think. And I do sci-fi and horror games on my channel over on twitch.tv. Katie Pierce Plays.
Wonderful. And of course, you may not hear her for the rest of the show outside of that very beginning where we were trying to get stuff solved, but we've got Pumpkinberry doing all of our production, which is pretty cool because it means I don't really have to touch anything. I don't have to do anything. It's great.
And we get to blame everything on me. So that's I'm down with that. I'm down with that. And also, I do it because I love you, Dan. All right, you ready?
I know. Well, there was a question I wanted to start off this with because all of these wonderful people are giant Mass Effect fans, if you wouldn't have guessed that or didn't know that. And I was going to ask, what's your favorite memory with Mass Effect? It can be anything, any of the games, any experience you had with maybe BioWare or something, if you went to the studio, anything at all. What's your favorite Mass Effect memory? Chat, by all means. What's yours?
I don't want to say the love interests, but that's the first thing that jumps to mind. It was revolutionary. There were so many choices you could make, and I don't know anybody that played it that didn't try and go through as many as you could.
I have to go ahead and steal Punching the Reporter.
Yes! Oh, why would you do that?
I'm sorry, but it's the best option ever in a
Why
game.
would you do that to me? It is the only renegade choice that I've consistently made. Every time. I can't not make this choice. It's awesome. Yes. And awkward Garrus dating. I have a Garrus tattoo. I don't know if I can show it.
Absolutely, you can.
You totally can.
I don't know if they can see it.
You can sort of see it.
It's there. Yeah.
Yeah. He's my space husbando. And yeah, it's very special. That's all I have to say about that.
Absolutely.
I love anything with Joker.
With what?
Mm-hmm.
You love anything with what?
Oh, sorry. I heard PB talking. With Joker. Joker's my favorite.
Oh yeah,
I freaking love Joker.
fantastic.
Yeah, Seth Green's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Shepherd
Babe.
dancing's probably the best though.
Male or
The
female.
whitest dance you can possibly
It doesn't
have.
matter either way. They're just so bad.
So bad.
I was like, oh, that's me. My representation's there. Cool.
Accurate.
Oh man.
Ah, right. If you didn't hear, PB just burst out laughing and snorted in PB fashion, which you couldn't hear. That's what we were all reacting to. I don't know. For me, I mean, I've always said it. Thane is my boy. I romanced him hard. I love the Drell species and like their, I don't know, their balance of serving the people that saved their lives, but also they're dying because they're doing it. It's exactly the kind of thing I would do, which is beautifully tragic. That's what I do in anything role play. So that's probably why I love Thane. Yeah, so that's me. But yeah, I'm excited for the show. I hope everyone who's watching is excited. I do hope I can give justice to this wonderful Mass Effect world that I have loved dearly since way before Twitch. So I think without further ado, we should, I don't know, maybe start the show.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Baby.
I
That was a
you were
cue for
waiting.
PB.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
The year is 2186 CE. The Reapers have invaded Earth. Shepard is doing their best to stave off the Reaper invasion of the galaxy. The Council is hesitant to help Earth without first building up their own defense. But when they hear of a potential weapon Cerberus has, they call some of their best Spectres to investigate. The Spectres have been called by the Council and are currently waiting in the Presidium for their appointment. You were joined by a Turian, two Asari, a Solarian, and a Krogan, sitting, maybe not comfortably is the right word, but they're all sitting there in the waiting room. Would you please describe what you look like and maybe a name? And we'll start in that same order. Aaron, would you mind starting for me?
Sure. My name is Cassius Varso. I am a gray Turian with white paint tracing along the scales, and I wear a customized blue armor.
Faye.
Well, I'm a purple pureblood Asari with purple eyes and darker markings along my face that kind of look like freckles as well. And you can see she's wearing, or I'm wearing a black suit as well.
Lobos, the Krogan.
My name is Scar Graken, and I'm in maroon and forest green armor. And I'm about 7'2" and a little bit thinner than your average Krogan.
Bloody.
My name is Sayani Tepera, and I was born on Thessia. I fled Thessia 10 years ago, and I'm now a Spectre. My skin is light blue. I have ice blue eyes and white markings on my face.
And Katie.
My name is Varian. I am a Solarian female. I have a very amphibious look to me. I have solid black eyes, and I'm about 6'5", wearing black, slightly armored space attire. And I I have a very distinct frown.
So you've all been waiting here probably a good 15, 20, maybe even 30 minutes. It's hard to tell. A standard Spectre deal. You're called by the Citadel, called by the Council to convene from wherever you've been throughout the galaxy, and you're forced to wait in this waiting room until they finish up their meeting. What would any of you been doing this time? Sitting quietly, chatting amongst each other? You all have run into each other at one point. What would you have been doing in this time?
I am probably sitting at a bar drinking.
So you've left the waiting room entirely and just go to a bar?
Yeah, I am guessing that there's a bar at the waiting room. I would hope so.
If there's not, you definitely brought your own liquor of some kind.
I definitely did that. Yes. Yes. Correct. Correct assumption.
Scar would be kind of just biding his time. He's actually got a chunk of wood that he's kind of whittling out a figurine to pass the time, but otherwise he's pretty quiet and just waiting for everything to happen.
I'm just sitting, eyeing up Scar, like casting casual glances, because I don't believe I've met him before.
I would have found a relatively dark corner and would be back up against the wall, just sort of looking about, not saying much.
I would be probably just seated, leaning back and watching what's going on.
Okay, yeah. Because some of you have been on missions before, but doesn't necessarily mean you're friends. A lot of the time, Spectres go off and do their own thing. So about another 5 minutes pass when you get the blip from the secretary sitting up front. The Citadel will, the council will see you now. And the door opens.
I get up and I just go through.
Spectre status recognized.
I would follow.
I do the same.
Spectre status recognized.
Gar would take the rear.
Spectre status recognized.
Well, I was going to wait and take the rear as well, but seeing Scar hanging back, I decided to go forward.
Yeah, I'll just stare at you until you move forward and then follow you up.
Sir, are you with them?
Yes, I'm a higher Krogan.
He's fine.
All right, sir. And they wave you through. You walk into the council chamber, and all four of them are standing awaiting you. You have, as you would know, the human council member, Donna Ludina, the Turian Sparatus, the Solarian Valerne, and the Asari Tavos. They're all awaiting you expectantly. They look like they're kind of finishing up whatever conversation they have. You pass by a Volus who walks out, finishing up whatever probably financial conversation they were having. How do you approach normally in these meetings that you've normally gone to with them? You just walk up? Do you kind of wait until you're summoned in? How would you normally do that?
I would walk up to them and just stay put in front of them.
Same.
Follow
Also,
suit.
yeah, same.
I'll stay back and just kind of tend to my own business.
They look you up and down, and you definitely would catch a number of looks, Scar, from them.
I don't respond in any way.
Welcome, inspectors. I didn't know you were bringing on hired crew, but it is your prerogative, I suppose. Thank you for coming in on our summons. Were there any complications on your way here?
Oh, it was a
Nothing out of
smooth
the
ride.
ordinary.
Good. It is... Well, everything is not well at the moment. We have an urgent mission for you. A very, very secretive mission. I would suggest you keep this to yourselves and not hire on anyone else.
The Krogan is to be trusted.
Yeah, I'll vouch for him.
Mm-hmm.
They
Are we
don't wanna
sure?
shoot.
If you're so sure, but looking directly at looking directly at you, Varian. If you're okay with this. Well, we'll cut to the chase. I've sent a dossier over to your communications tablets. Would you mind taking this, Udina? Yes. So we've found that Cerberus has been attacked by Eden, or has been attacking and trying to overthrow our colony on Eden Prime. Thankfully, Shepard has intervened as best he could, and it seems the Resistance has mostly taken back everything. However, it seems that there may be another base there. We've received word from Shepard specifically that Cerberus is working with some sort of unknown tech, something we haven't seen before. We'd like you to investigate, potentially take it from them and destroy the base. This could turn the tide during this war, but we're not entirely sure. Definitely do your best to take this tech if possible. Destroying it would not be ideal. Cerberus has done a great deal of underhanded and undermining of everything we work for, but we could use what they've researched to the best I can. Yes.
No, it's fine. Continue.
We're not terribly sure that it's in our best interest to keep what Cerberus has, but at the very least, investigating would be ideal. If you would be able to, we've given a ship, we've commissioned a ship specifically for you. I believe, Cassius, you have piloting experience, yes?
Yes, I do.
Good. We can hand you the ship. It is unnamed at the moment, but that's not really necessary. We have worked with Shepard and Joker on getting some of the cloaking technology for this, so you should be able to get in and out without being detected.
I will need to inspect it as soon as possible.
But that's fine. You may do this after the meeting if you'd like. This mission is of... We need to do this very quickly. We don't have a lot of time. We've been hearing of Geth rebellions across as the Reapers continue to move forward. Things are not looking good.
What kind of tech are we talking about?
We're unsure. It seems some of their experiments with some of the Prothean artifact that they tried to take from the Resistance fighters and the colonialists on Eden Prime may be something like that, but honestly, we don't know. They've just been seeing some, as unfortunate as it is, strange lights, according to some of the colonists.
And What is the size of the forces that we are expecting there?
Minimal forces. Shepard has done a great deal to aid the resistance fighters, provide them with weaponry, and push out a number of the Cerberus forces themselves. It looks like this was a hidden lab of some kind. We can get the coordinates to you as well. That will be added to the dossier. I'm sorry we don't have too much information on this. It is mostly just a tip. Perhaps the resistance fighters could give you a little more.
Is destroying the tech an option?
No, I think it would be best if you kept it.
Not even
But-
worst case.
Worst case, yes, of course. If it would be coming into Cerberus hands, definitely destroy that. We cannot let them have anything else and harm our growing concerns for survival.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
The ship is located in the docks currently. Your Spectre status should be able to get you in there just fine. If
And
there are
our
any other-
Krogan?
The Krogan will be fine so long as you trust him.
Perfect.
Use whatever you need to get this done. This is... Well, Cerberus has caused enough problems. Are there any other questions or concerns for your mission?
No.
None here.
Good luck. May we survive.
And I turn around and walk out.
And I follow. Mm-hmm.
I follow.
I wait till the end and give the council a brief look before exiting the room.
Yeah, you definitely would see the Solarian Consular kind of glare at you a bit.
All right.
So you are back in the Presidium area of the Citadel. Where would you like to go from here?
I'm gonna head straight for the ship.
Okay. You don't all have to follow, but you see your Turian Spectre.
Yeah, I don't say
just-
anything. I just head off in that direction.
I think I would follow closely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
If we are carrying our weapons already, or if we have to go pick them up.
You'd already have them. You're Spectres.
Okay.
You can kind of do what
Okay.
you want.
Okay. Then I follow to the ship.
Varian, do you
Yeah,
join them, or you have anything else you'd like to do?
No, I'm just gonna follow them because might as well get started.
Sure. Okay. After a brief walk, it is a pretty big place. You make your way to the loading docks. The loading docks, I guess. And you would see, amongst other cargo and ships going out, there's a small ship with a Turian standing out front of that, kind of looking around, presumably for this crew of Spectres.
Okay. I would walk directly up to the Turian, give him a quick nod, and then say, I need to get on board.
Yes. Are you one of the Spectres for this ship?
Yes.
Looking at you and trying to see like identification or anything. ID, please.
So I guess I would pull out the word. Well, my
Your
ID.
Omni-
Yeah,
yeah,
my
your ID.
Omni tool, but yeah, to get scanned or whatnot.
Oh, right. Oh, good. Okay. And then
Spectre status recognized.
good. Perfect. All right. And are they the rest? And like seeing the last four of you walk up.
Yes, they're all coming too, as well as the Krogan.
Very good. All right. The ship is yours, Spectre. And he steps aside and gets out of your way.
Okay.
And you would see a ping on your Omni tool with the credentials for takeoff, landing, all what you would need to be able to get in and out of this ship.
Okay, and then I would head on in.
As the rest of you pass, Tyrion just kind of gives you a nod and checks off with his clipboard that you're all here. And you're on the ship. I don't know if we've got a nice scene or an image of the ship. Dear producer, not till takeoff. All right.
Does the ship have a name?
No. The council specifically said it does not have a name. If you would like to name your ship, you are more than welcome to.
Oh, that's rough on the spot. That is super rough.
Yeah.
We can talk about it.
You're absolutely. I mean, like you were told, it has no name, and you're all on the ship now. It is small. It is
ship
a very
has no name.
It is essentially like got some bunks, a toilet, and like 6 seats in the cockpit. There is.
Ooh, it's tight.
Not a whole lot. I mean, the toilet would have like built-in shower and all that, but it's very tight. This ain't the Normandy.
Does it have a bidet?
A bidet. Yeah, I am sure it does.
A bidet.
A bidet. I'm sure. Yes.
I'm gonna have to let me see if I can roll for yeah. It's a space toilet. It's a space toilet. I am not rolling for bidet for the first roll of this show.
It's a miss.
You know what? But I'll have you. You can give me a gather intel. You can give me a gather intel. See what you find around about this. Ship, since you're looking around.
All right, one.
Good old Saria.
It's just 1d6.
2d6. And it's under your character sheet. You can click.
Oh, right.
Open up your character sheet, and then
it's sharp.
It is sharp. Gather intel, and that's a basic move.
I rolled an 8.
Perfect. So under basic moves, under gather intel, a 7 to 9, you can ask one question from the list. If that somehow is relevant to what you're thinking. The list is under basic moves. What's my best escape route? Way in, way past. What should I be on the lookout for? Where can I find blank? Or what is this thing's true composition? And you were looking at the toilet / bathroom specifically.
What is the best way to poop on this thing? So, other than our entrance, bathroom aside,
Sure.
Are there any other escape routes?
I mean, there's your main airlock. Outside of that, no. Like this is too small for like
no
personal
pods, no
escape
nothing.
pods.
Okay.
It is just this ship.
All right.
It is meant to be a stealth ship, ideally. Like that is the big thing. So you're looking, best escape route is the airlock. So if something goes wrong, you better have your suits on. And
do I have to hunch over to fit in this thing, or is the ceiling high enough that
I'll get you a chair that fits. Don't worry.
Yeah, how tall are you?
7'2".
7'2". Yeah, you definitely have to hunch a little bit. Not too much.
Oh my god.
Oh gosh.
Oh, sucks to be you.
It's
huh?
like 6'6". It's a pretty it's tall for most races, but I don't think the council really cares too much about Krogan height, unfortunately.
Sitting on the floor with your legs out, just
if you're in a seat, you'd be fine. But standing, not so much.
Okay.
I'm adding that to my grumpy list.
At this point, I take a look at the toilet, the single toilet, and I turn around to Scar, and I look at him, and I say, Scar, if you want to use the bathroom, please use it now and not on the ship. Please, for the love of everything that is holy.
Very well. He'll jump into the bathroom and he doesn't have to take a poo. He has to take a leak, right? That's it.
Thank you.
Is this like wedging yourself in?
It's he might have to like
sit
close the door
sideways.
against his armor and pinch himself in there, but I can make it work. So it's uncomfortable though. Do I have to roll for my pee?
No.
Oh my god.
Don't miss. Don't miss.
Here, give me an act under fire roll.
We are all down. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, that's a bad stat for me.
my
Okay,
God.
That's cool. Yeah, let's see if you can keep your
Oh,
cool in
no.
this toilet that is way too small for you.
What have I done?
Roll. Oh wait, there we go. Oh my god.
That's a 1.
That's the word.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so you miss a lot.
We have to abandon
You don't
the
have
ship.
the right
We
angle.
have to abandon the ship right now.
Is it like on the ceiling? It's just like.
It's where it shouldn't be.
Is it on his armor?
That's what place. That's the place it shouldn't be.
Got it in like all the crevices and
Yeah,
everything.
it's.
I'll step out of the
500
bathroom. I'll step out of the bathroom, and whoever's close, I'll just say, I think the toilet's broken. Walk past.
God damn it.
Perhaps this is a sign that we shouldn't bring him.
No, we're gonna need him.
Unfortunately.
Varian, I hear your doubts, but he is good at what he does. Unfortunately, he's not very good at aiming.
Could he at least
I will vouch for his aiming under normal circumstances.
well, I hope he's better with a gun than he is with that.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Perhaps you could wipe it up?
I can hardly move in there.
I'll do it. It's fine. I can't fly a dirty ship.
Thank
So
you.
I guess I'm going in.
Good luck. So that's why they told us good luck that we might not survive. Now it all makes sense.
You don't need to roll to clean the toilet. You're able to do that.
Please don't make me.
I'm so sorry, everyone.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. All right.
Okay.
However, I did want to do something if I could. After cleaning up all the pee, I want to roll a gather intel specifically on the engines if I could. And since I have the commando as a passive move, I should be able to roll hard instead of sharp.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. All right. Did it? Did it not work? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you have to. There you go. That's a full hit. Okay. So that's a 12, and you're gathering intel, so you can ask 2 questions from the list. And anytime you act on these questions, at least in these scenes, you'll get a +1 to your rolls.
Okay. So for gather intel, and it's from this list of questions that are on here, right?
Unless you have another skill that adds a question, it is from that list specifically. Best way to out. What should I be on the lookout for? Where can I find blank? Or what is this thing's true composition?
So, and I can ask 2 questions. You said
2 questions because you got a 12. Yes.
So I'm actually going to start with where can I find any type of I would say modification slots, you know, like a way for me to, if I could, mess with it.
Would another word for that be calibrating?
It would be calibrating. no, but you know.
No, please no.
As a pilot, you know, it's something I like to get hands on.
You gotta calibrate.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your specific question? You're looking from that list. What were you trying to do?
the other question, or specifically?
What was your first question again?
Yeah. So where can I find any sort of calibrating spots to increase efficiency, get us there faster?
Where can I find like spots that aren't like running completely to your desire?
Yeah, if I can run this thing hot and not make it explode, I'd like to do that.
Okay. And what's your second question?
It kind of goes along with it. It's just what's the composition? It's just a way for me to really understand what the engine is. So if I can.
Gotcha. Yeah. So there are definitely spots you can tweak and improve.
Okay.
Specifically in the engine, absolutely. You're able to find that some of the coolant was not completely as efficient as you'd like it to be.
Okay.
So if you were able to basically just run the coolant essentially faster through the mass drive,
sure. So like tighten up all the bolts and
yeah.
Okay, very good.
You're just pumping more coolant into the engine so you can run it hotter without worrying about it. And then the things through composition, this is actually really advanced. This ship is tiny, but it has cloaking, which is not a standard thing for ships. The Normandy was one of the first that had true cloaking. And they basically copied that tech as quickly as they could. From this. But a lot of it you've not really seen. It's not standard at the very least. Like you could recognize all the parts and like, okay, there's these pieces of tech and there's the engine and there. Like so it's not foreign to you, but
I may not want to touch everything.
No, you may not without extended time.
Understood. Okay, no, that was it. That's all I got.
Okay. All right. So you'd probably see Cassius get up and go into the engine room and just start tweaking with things right off the bat. I would like you, however, to give me. Let's see, what would be a good roll for that?
Oh God.
I mean, it's not a technical thing, but I feel like hacking would probably be a good fit for this.
Oh God. I have a -1 in sharp for hacking. All right.
Yep. You're attempting to tweak with things in the engine. You can find what's wrong, but can you fix it?
This is where the campaign ends. Here we go. And
you have a +1 forward to that, so that's actually a 7 if you didn't add in the 1.
I didn't. No, I didn't. So
that's a 7. That's not a fail.
Okay. All right.
Outright. So you choose one. And I'm essentially like I'm tweaking this a little bit because there's no specific calibrations check. But you can either have it run more efficiently and keep heating down in like standard drive or in like mass drive, like using your mass engine. So basically you can tweak either impulse or mass. You get one or the other. You don't get both.
I would go for impulse at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this unnamed ship is can run an impulse just a little bit better.
Okay.
So what are the rest of you doing when you while Cassius is off tweaking with this engine just before anything even happens?
I'm sitting down because it's uncomfortable to stand, and I'm just gonna be checking like my shotgun and just making sure everything's in order there.
I'll probably start loading off my stuff onto like one of the bunks.
I'm also doing that. I'm just kind of picking a top bunk and starting to quote unquote make it home.
What would home be for you with this crowd of non-Solarians?
Probably just creating as much privacy as I could. And I don't have much on me by way of like sentimental things, but just seeing if I have a curtain I can pull over and I don't know, kind of deciding if it's okay for me to already kind of go hide away in my bunk. So I'm just kind of looking around and maybe feeling up everybody to see what they're doing.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to do the same thing, but I decide not to since everyone is there now. And I go over where I suppose there is some sort of a kitchen.
Yeah, there's like a galley, if you could call it that. It's basically a counter with a couple of shelves.
Is there a window?
There a window? Not at the galley, but there are windows around the ship.
Okay. Where is a window that I could use? Like the closest one, I guess.
Oh, I mean, just off the side of the galley.
Okay.
Like they're kind of like portholes every now and then.
Okay. It doesn't really matter, but I just find a window and I just stare outside the window.
Okay. So what you would see is the loading dock in the Citadel. You've not taken off yet.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out.
Okay.
By myself.
All right. Yeah. So you're all doing your own thing in here, kind of ignoring each other. Time can pass. I mean, like as long as like your calibrations at this point are done, Cassius.
Okay. Then I would actually like to walk forward and announce this ship has got to have a name before we get underway.
The ship doesn't have a name?
No.
Well, what were you thinking?
I'm partial to female names, usually good luck.
You want to name the ship Good Luck?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
You said female, so lady luck?
Okay. Do you just want a female name for the ship?
Yes.
Because you think that's good luck?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know where you got that from, but I wouldn't mind that. So is there anyone special for you, maybe?
For me?
Someone? Yes,
No.
you. No?
Nope.
What about you, Varian? Anyone special for you?
Does it have to be a female name?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't have to be.
It
I'm
doesn't
just
have to be.
putting it out there.
I feel like that's a lot of responsibility to name the ship. What about the Lady Star?
That technically fits within a lady's name. I don't have a problem with that.
I know it's not good, but what if we just name it Varian?
You want to name the ship after you?
I am a female, and I like to think that I could bring a class to the ship.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, well, I don't think that is a very good idea, but Scar, you have something to say about that.
It's just a ship. It's going to take us to where we smash things.
He makes a great point.
Crunch.
Crunch. Is that a lady's name?
It could be.
You know what? Last time that I was in Omega, I met this bartender and she was really great. We really hit it off. And she gave me some drinks for free. Her name was Karenia. And I don't know, that's a name. That is a female name that we could use.
I think it's perfect. We need to get underway, so it's fine. So all in favor of Corenia.
It's Karenia. I'm sorry, Karenia. Yes. We didn't have enough time to talk because she had to leave, go get the manager. It's a long story. It doesn't even matter, but yeah.
Crunchinia.
Good Lord, you Krogans just don't never learn. Okay, you know what? It's fine. It can be whatever.
I'm partial to Karenia as well.
Damn it. Corenia is fine.
Okay, everyone in favor.
That is fine.
Aye.
Awesome.
All right, I'm gonna go up forward and log this, and then I head off to the pilot seat.
I would saunter as best a Krogan could up to the cockpit there and just see what the deal is over here. Do you need a hand up here?
Actually, if you could take the co-pilot's chair, I would really appreciate it.
How sized is that co-pilot chair?
It would be a tight squeeze, but you could make it work.
Okay.
Your Krogan hump would probably, it'd be a little uncomfortable. Like you'd probably be hunched forward a little bit.
Okay.
But I mean, you're also a Krogan, so you could probably kind of like push it back a bit and it'd probably bend the seat, but it'd be a little more comfortable if you did that.
Okay.
Oh, please do that. Oh, please.
Yeah, I'll take a moment and just look at Cassius here and look at the seat and then just sit down in it, and there's an audible groan of the seat as he sits in it, and he's kind of struggling. Something pops and he's there, and he kind of can't move. He's just locked in place. All right,
fair enough.
And I just look over and sort of just nod and then look back forward.
All right, so you have officially named your ship the Karenia. How would you spell that? How would you spell that?
Karenya.
I had an I. All right, cool. Karenia. All right.
Mm-hmm.
This is now your Spectre ship, the Karenia. Cassius already logged that, and it's been sent off to the council so they know, and the access codes have been added to that name specifically. So you should be able to get in and out of the Citadel with no problems whatsoever, including anywhere in presumably council space. So yeah, you have a name. You've named your ship. What do you do now?
So at this point, I mean, I know that Scar and I are up front, and is everybody still sort of hanging back there?
Mm-hmm. I'd say so, yeah.
Okay. So I would not really. I mean, I there's no ship's comm. It's pretty small, I'd imagine. So I'm just going to yell back and be like, "We're getting underway," and then just start to use the control ever necessary to get out of the docking area and start pulling away. So
Okay.
that's my main focus.
Equalizing pressure with exterior conditions.
I would like to also just kind of pretend like I know what I'm doing and like maybe flip a switch here and twiddle a knob there and just feel very confident with what's going on.
Sure. Could you roll me a flat 2d6 for that?
Uh-oh.
It's just flipping random knobs. I'd like to know
We're
what
gonna
you're
die
flipping.
already.
Yes.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god!
Not even taken off yet.
Oof.
That is a 5.
That is a 5. Yeah. You would start to hear alarms blaring in the ship, because it looks like you've just activated the alarm system.
God damn it!
What's going on?
What is going
happened?
on?
It's
did you
fine. It's fine. I've got this.
Do you even know how to fly this thing?
Just
What are
stop.
you doing?
I need a minute.
I thought you were a pilot.
No, dude. So I'm fiddling around trying my damnedest to get that to turn off.
You're able to turn it off.
Okay,
But
fantastic.
it goes on for about 30 seconds longer than you'd like, and then you can turn it off.
Okay, so at this point, I lean over to Scar and I said, I don't need you to do anything, but I trust your eyes up here more than I would trust any of their eyes.
I nod.
Okay.
Would I have heard that?
I'll let you give me a gather intel check to see if you're listening to that or distracted by anything else like the alarm.
I rolled a 12.
Yeah, you definitely heard it.
Oh.
You heard it with
I heard that.
perfect clarity.
No, it's and I don't respond. I don't look back. I just keep focused on the task of trying to fly.
I'd like to fiddle with my Omni tool and see if we had any other information sent yet about the dossier and the mission.
Oh, sure. Nothing new. You're given the coordinates to the Eden Prime settlement, but outside of that, nothing else.
Okay.
Nothing new. It does. I will actually say it does mention a contact at the settlement to speak with, and that
Does it give a name for that contact?
Yes, it does. A Mr. Hein Colton, which should be in your dossier now. There you go. So there's a Hein Colton at the settlement who'd be your main point of contact for this information. And so the ship takes off smoothly, smoother than maybe you probably would have expected. But I mean, Cassius is a pilot.
I know what I'm doing.
That's an overstatement.
Yeah.
And you go. You'd have to connect with the mass relay, of course, and get yourself off to Eden Prime. But other than that, yeah, you are now undocked and out of the Citadel. Is there anything else you'd like to do before hitting that mass relay?
I can't think of anything myself.
Yeah, I'm
All
also
right.
good.
I mean, that's a pilot question, so he just goes
okay.
for it.
All right, we'll find.
You guys want drinks at the bar?
Oh, yeah.
You guys, here we go.
Do we know how long the trip will take to get there?
Oh, I mean, it's a mass relay.
Okay.
Like they're almost instantaneous.
what I
Like you
figured.
basically get to the relay, pop, and you're on the other side.
Cool.
How close was the relay to Eden Prime?
I don't believe it was too terribly far from my recollection, but I can always check if you'd like to know.
Yeah, because I'm just wondering how much, travel time there would be from getting there to actually. I can't imagine it's too.
No, it's not
cramped
too.
up
I mean,
in
because
here.
you have a mass drive, which does let you get very close to light speed.
Right.
And then you have your impulse as well. So
Which is a speedy impulse.
Upgraded.
it is a little faster.
So we're gonna.
Exactly. Essentially, it's negligible. Like with
Okay.
your mass drive and everything.
Fantastic.
You can get to Eden Prime, no problem.
Okay. So so we're there. So I'm going to be again messing with the controls, sort of setting our trajectory towards Eden Prime, and that's just really what I'm doing. I'm focused on, and we have the coordinates right from
Yes.
the council. So I'm gonna ask Scar to plug in the coordinates, thinking it's so I just sort of. Can you put in the coordinates, Scar?
Sure. And he'll Scar I'll look around for where to put in coordinates, and whatever he thinks looks like a coordinate input interface, he'll hit a few buttons on.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, you've dealt with technology before. You're not completely inept. You just were hitting random things beforehand. So yeah, you're at the very least, Cassius potentially could just point to where you need to put them in.
But no, if he's
I knew
got
the
it,
whole
then.
time, though.
Thank you. All right, so I've got it up, and then I'm heading towards them as fast as the impulse engines will go.
Okay, and you're able to make it there in what seems to be little time, and you get a nice view of, Eden Prime, which is a gorgeous planet. It is essentially an Earth-style planet, oxygen, nitrogen based. Human life can be there without any extra help, so to speak. It was perfect for humans, which is why they settled here. So you are in orbit and have all of your wonderful coordinates if you'd like to enter atmosphere.
Okay, so I'm going to start entering the atmosphere. I've got the coordinates for it, but I'm going to sort of put my head back and say, we're going to be landing out maybe a click away. I don't want to, possibly more. I don't want to arouse any suspicion as we're coming in. Is that okay with everybody?
Yes, that makes sense.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
And
then
I'd like to read off to everybody else, also yell back, just like, and our approach heading is 37 degrees.
Thank you, Scar.
Yes.
And that's our heading forward.
Yes.
All right. And your approach is nice and smooth. This planet in particular hasn't yet had any Reaper activity to the best of your knowledge. For the most part, they're moving kind of earth and out. So this has been outside of the range of that. Cerberus has been the main issue. But since Shepard's kind of dealt with them, you don't really deal with anything. You're able to land and make your way just fine onto Eden Prime. A beautiful, the flora and fauna is a little weird compared to Earth, but outside of that, oxygen is rich for those of you who like oxygen.
Does the cloak would work?
Absolutely. Are you activating your cloaking system?
I am going to, as soon as honestly, I should have done it in the atmosphere, but if it's past that point and I've landed, then I'm gonna go, oh, damn it, because I'm not used to having something like this. I've got to activate the cloak, and I imagine I'm gonna be searching a little bit. I familiarize myself slightly with this stuff, but I'm looking around, and then I assume I see what is the cloak, and then I go to turn it on.
Sure, and it activates as it's supposed to, and then your ship is now cloaked.
Okay.
And you've landed nice and peaceably. This beautiful planet.
I'm opening up the hatch, and I'll do it remotely.
Wait a second. Before we do that, we don't know what to expect exactly, because I am not gonna trust anybody on the council. So we must be careful, okay? Just be ready for anything.
Can the ship do a scan of the area?
Yeah, we can scan the area, but that goes without saying. Jesus. So I go ahead and realizing my mistake, but definitely, trying to keep this sort of air of I've got it. I do a scanning sweep with the ship.
Okay.
With the scanning tools.
That would be another intel check.
Oh boy. Okay, 1 second. I have too many windows up.
It's gather intel. It's under sharp.
It's gather intel under sharp.
And I believe you have your ability that you can roll something else for gather intel.
I do roll hard. So, and then no modifiers.
As an 8, so you may ask one question from that list while looking at the scanner data that is coming up.
Honestly, the biggest thing is any life forms, and I don't know to what degree this is going to give me information, but any life forms within the general area, within viewing distance at least of where we are.
Okay, so the question you're trying to look for specifically, like, on what should I be on the lookout for in terms of light forms?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So everything kind of lines up. Everything lines up pretty well with what you were given. There's a settlement of humans, from what you can tell, about a click away, which is what you landed at. You would see off. There's a gas balloon off on outside the ship. Nothing too, worrisome, but it's there.
Okay.
But other than that, it looks like the settlement's where it should be. And you don't really see any other activity outside of that. You're gonna have to walk a little bit of distance through, not heavy wilderness or anything. It's mostly a plains kind of area, but you're still gonna have to walk a little bit.
Okay, and I'll look back, and also just to make sure, Bloody, to say your name properly, so I don't butcher it later on. Is it Sayani?
Sayani.
Sayani. Okay. So I look back and I'm like, it's all clear, Sayani.
Thank you, Cassius. Thank you. Shall we?
Yes,
Yep.
time is of the essence.
I'd say so.
Equalizing
Okay.
pressure with exterior conditions.
And the airlock opens.
I would wait for Cassius to get up before I try to get out of my seat, just
I
to avoid
appreciate
any
that.
embarrassing moments.
As soon as the door opens, I would almost immediately get up and start moving in that direction.
Okay, in that case, I'll just kind of like force my way out of the chair and brush myself off. Move towards the airlock.
As Cassius walks by me, I'm gonna kind of like nudge him a little bit and be like, "At least the landing was better than the start off."
And I'm just gonna like flippantly ignore that.
Oof.
Just move on through.
All right. And you exit the ship and see the wonderful landscape that is Eden Prime. It definitely doesn't look as nice as it was when it was settled. There's been a lot of conflict here due to, the whole Geth attack not that long ago. And then in addition to that, the Cerberus attack that was very recent. You'd still see occasional husk spikes. No husks on them or anything, but you'd still see them up in some of these more secluded areas not close to the settlement. Presumably because they didn't take them down yet. They haven't had time. And you trudge your way towards this settlement. And as it approaches over the horizon, you would see all those kind of makeshift pod-looking structures they have. When they first settled here, you see a number of humans kind of walking back and forth, most of them armed, looking a little nervous, kind of hoping they're not getting another attack again. And you'd see one major main building in that, which lines up with where your coordinates exactly pointed. And I think that's actually a great place to take a break since we're halfway through today.
Woo!
Wow. That was fast.
Damn.
So
yeah,
quick.
it was.
Oh my god,
Very
this
fast.
is stupidly fun.
Well, we were talking about toilets for quite some time, so
Yeah, so I guess that's a good idea, right?
Yeah.
oh man.
Well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for the first half. We're going to be back in about 3 to 5 minutes. But if you haven't done so already, please follow every single person that is guesting here with me. Please do. Please follow. We got a nice command that gives you an easy link to click for that. If you have a Twitch Prime sub and they happen to be on Twitch, go ahead and use it on them. That's totally cool. And if you like content like this, especially with weird guest GMs like me who only play happy characters, you can go to the Patreon and support Table Story there because they're awesome. And I've been a part of Table Story myself for years now. I can plural that. So stretch your legs, take a bathroom break, and we'll be back shortly with Reaper Relay. Hello there and welcome back to Reaper Relay. It's me, Domestic Dan, your GM and the elusive Dan. Right before our break, everybody had made their way to Eden Prime to look into a lead from the Citadel Council on some tech that a Cerberus base has been producing. They're looking out for their contact, Hein Colton, in order to determine what more information he has and where they should go from here. They just approached and are at the edge of the settlement. Take it away.
I look around. You said there were people there. There were humans pacing around.
This is a human colony, so there, you don't really see any species diversity here.
So I just walk up to one of them and I ask, who is your leader? Who is your leader here?
What? Who are you? Kind of look a little like
Spectre.
Nervous. Oh, you're Spectres. Hein is here. I'll call ahead for him. He's been waiting for you.
Thank you.
And they rush off to that big building.
So we're on our way. Like, we're following this individual?
Yeah, I would follow.
You can choose to. They just run off that direction.
Okay, so just gonna go, and then start running along behind them.
I'm just gonna walk, not run, but just.
Yeah, I'll walk alongside him.
So I'm running behind this guy, and you're all just gonna walk up this time.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
I would walk as well.
Okay. So you arrive with this person, Cassius, and the person like looks behind him and sees you and is like, I was gonna bring him to you, but no, that's okay. No, I can get a meeting room set up for you or something. All right, I'll get Hein. And he kind of walks off, and like in a communicator, you would hear just Hein and as he walks farther away.
Okay.
And then the rest of you get to the building after a minute or so, since they were jogging. And this middle-aged man, starting to bald and gray a little bit, couple of scars on his face, that has a large assault rifle on his back, walks up to Cassius specifically, since he was kind of there in the front, and then sees the rest of you. And are you the Spectre crew that was sent by the council?
Yeah, that's us.
Kind of looks through, eyes the Krogan a little bit, and okay, well, there's not a whole lot. Shepard actually was only here just a couple of days ago, kind of helping us out. We wouldn't have known that Cerberus was still here, but they stole some supplies, medical supplies. We saw them going off with it, and he kind of like steps out, like walks out to the building and points off in a direction. Yeah, just to the northwest, we saw them heading. We thought they were gone, but we need those supplies. Shepard told us about the Reapers, and we've got barely anything left after fighting. If you could return them, that'd be great. But at the very least, like, that's where they are. We don't want them here.
I'm sure we'll do what we can.
How many Cerberus operatives were there?
There are only two that we saw that came in. They tried to blend in, human and all that. They did a pretty good job of it. And they just kind of walked out. We've been so frazzled.
So no one engaged in a fight?
No, we thought they were just colonists, and then they left, and we took some shots at them when they were leaving, but they got away too quick, and we didn't want to leave our base undefended in case they were going to attack.
Who the hell are your guards?
And he looks around, and you would, like, once you start recognizing this, you'd see a lot of wounded around, people that don't look well. Like, they've just fought, like, a big Cerberus force. They're not looking great. You look a little closer, and you probably see, like, his left arm is hanging a little loose. And, well, we're kind of running a little tight here, sir.
All right. And then just sort of, after panning around, just sort of focus back on him.
Are you in need of medical help?
Well, I mean, that's why we need those supplies back. Those were medical supplies. There was a ton of Omni gel and some really good stuff. Shepard was real kind to us.
Okay. Is there anything else that you can share with us that might help us?
We sent out a couple of people as a scouting party. Go ahead and use charm or intimidate if you'd like, Bloody. He looks hesitant, specifically. Charm and intimidate, by the way, for those listening, are skills based on your Paragon or your Renegade stats, which are a mechanic in this. And in situations such as this, where you're trying to get a little extra information, you can roll one that you choose. And you're muted.
Muted, Bloody.
And you're muted.
I am muted. Also, I am also elegant. So that means that when I charm someone, I roll cool instead of Paragon.
Okay, roll cool then.
Okay.
All right, that is an 8. So for charm,
is that with my bonus stats? Like when I
that uses your cool specifically.
It does. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you rolled
awesome
cool, and that's all you needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So with this, for NPCs, on a 10 plus, which you did not get, they'll give you something you want and trust you to give them what they want later. On a 7 to 9, they'll give you what you want after you give them what they want. So how are you trying to say charm or be very elegant with good old Hein here?
Is it Heim?
Hein.
Hein. Okay. Look at here, Hein. We will help you, but you gotta help me. I'll help you find these supplies and save everyone here, and you gotta work with me, okay? You gotta trust me.
Yeah, we did send out the signal to the Citadel after all. If you have any spare medical supplies to tide us over, that would really help.
I can give you my Medigel.
I'll also be giving my Medigel.
Yeah, no, that. And he kind of looks almost taken aback. Yeah. No, that would help so much. We could give that to the scouts that came back. You might be able to talk with them about what they saw.
Are you expecting them any minute now?
Okay. No, they're, and he like kind of motions you to follow him. He walks up to one of the side rooms where you would see a number of cots where injured settlers are. And here we've got Augusto. He's not doing too great. That Medigel might help because he said he saw something, but he didn't really get anything out.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, please.
Would I be able to maybe use my Sentinel move to? Well, this is in battle though. To possibly heal the guy with my Medigel.
What is that that move? Because I mean, you can just use Metagel out of combat.
Okay, so yeah, I would like to just walk up and use my Metagel on him.
Okay. Yeah. So you just kind of walk by everybody else and just apply some Metagel. And yeah, I don't need to roll for that. You can just do it. You're not in a combat situation. And the kind of younger man, probably in his 20s or 30s, kind of, oh God, and looks around in a bit of a panic, and then sees Hein and calms down a little bit. What happened?
Okay, so this was one of the scouts, or is this one of the? I apologize.
It was one of the scouts. Yeah.
Was it? All right. So I sort of kneel down to him and say, "Are you feeling okay, soldier?"
Doing all right. Who are you?
We're just a couple of specters. I don't have time for you to ask questions. I need you to answer questions very quickly, please.
All right.
What did you find out there while you were scouting?
Are you trying to intimidate this man to get you answers?
No, right now I'm not intimidating. I am.
Okay.
I'm sitting down and I'm trying my best to not be an ass.
Sure.
Which is a little difficult, but
Business mode.
Business mode. Okay. He looks to Hein specifically when you ask that, and you'd see Hein nod. And I think I saw a husk.
You mean an activated one, like a live one?
Yeah, I thought they were gone, and like we were trailing Cerberus, and I thought I saw one, and they ended up spotting us, and they took shots at us, and we retreated. Yeah, maybe I was imagining things, but I don't know.
Did anyone else see a husk?
No, I'm my partner, and he kind of looks over at his side cot with a woman sleeping, and she just said she didn't. I don't think she saw it. We turned real quick. Are you here to help?
Yes, we are.
I didn't think the council cared about us.
council cares.
Yeah. Thanks. And he looks over at you. Sorry, Hun. Thanks. You'll get a Paragon point for that, by the way.
I get a Paragon.
Saria, for using.
Oh, I thought you meant me. I was like, I just said something, but no.
Awesome.
Pine kind of motions for you to let the man kind of rest a bit. And is there anything else I can do for you, or do you have what you need? Sorry, we don't have a whole lot to offer.
I think we have what we need for now. I don't know if anyone else wants to ask anything.
I'm good.
Can I try to read them to see if I think they're being honest?
You absolutely can. I believe. Let's see, what move would be a good one for that? Read a person. Yeah. So sharp would be what that is.
I rolled a 4.
They are telling the truth to the best of your knowledge.
Okay.
They're hard to read. They look shaken. They look exhausted. They look in pain. It's hard to read past that. Go ahead and, as with any failure, mark experience.
Okay.
So he kind of sees you staring at him and looks a little uncomfortable and kind of, yeah, so we'll be here if you need anything else. I wish we could offer more, but we're a little stretched thin after the tax.
We'll take care of it. Perhaps you can relax and take care of each other.
That's our hope, especially when You get those medical supplies. Kind of. Thank you, Spectres. Good luck.
Okay,
And he takes his leave.
So I stand up and walk over to Scar and just sort of lean over and say, "What are you thinking about these husks?"
I think we need to kill them.
Okay. Oh, all right. And then just sort of step back.
Let's go. And he'll like ready his shotgun.
Okay.
Specifically, if we're all leaving, I would like to wait until kind of give a little distance for the last person, and then I would turn to Hein there, and he would take I would take my Medigel and toss it to him and just say, "Don't let me regret this."
He looks he catches it and looks a little shocked. Thank you.
I just turn and walk out.
You'll get a Paragon point for that.
Oh,
that was selfless of you. Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, do you head so they gave you a straight direction northwest to head. Didn't sound like it was that far away. Are you heading there first? What are you all doing? Look around the settlement. The world is your oyster, so to speak. If you have those from your planet.
I'm not sure, because if they came and they essentially infiltrated, they got the medical supplies, and then they were pretty much on their way out before they were recognized, right? In any capacity. So I don't know what you guys think.
well,
I probably want to head there.
Yeah, I would want to head towards where we need to go, but also kind of survey the camp to see if I notice anything as we're walking suspicious.
You can give me a gather intel check while you're specifically looking around.
Rolled a 9.
A 9. All right, you can ask one question from the list.
Okay. Okay, since it's under read a person, would I...
Gather intel is specifically what you did.
Okay.
So not read a person.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay.
So the questions for that, would you pick one, is what's my best escape route, way in, way past? What should I be on the lookout for? Where can I find blank? What is this thing's true composition?
Okay. I would like to ask, what should I be on the lookout for?
Okay. So as you're all walking out of the camp, heading in that direction, something catches your eye specifically, Varian. It almost, you would have missed it if you weren't suspicious, so to speak. Just on one of their main light poles, you actually find a little chip kind of attached to it. You just see that off the corner of your eye.
Okay. Cassius,
Yeah.
do you see that?
See what?
I try to motion for him to follow my eyes to where I see the chip.
The pole?
No. Look closer. There's a chip.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, that. Yeah, I saw that. What about it?
That doesn't seem right.
Okay. And then I sort of walk up to it. Is this within arm's reach? Can I?
Absolutely. It's kind of closer to the ground, a little more discreet, harder to catch unless you were looking for it.
Okay, so then I reach to get that and grab it. Oh.
I would yell out, "Be careful with that."
Do you know what it is?
It looks harmless. I'm sure it's fine. And then I go ahead and grab it.
Okay.
I have heard these wars before, and it did not end well.
So you pry this little microchip sort of thing off of the pole, and it's now in your hands.
I guess. Can I also do gather? It's probably not worth doing this, but can I do gather intel while looking at this?
The gather intel specifically for this thing has already been done.
Oh, so there's nothing really. I'm gonna. Okay,
you see
so
that it's a microchip. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to just grab it and turn over and say, so does anybody know what the hell this is?
I have no idea.
Would I know what it is?
I mean, it's a microchip that was placed on a pole in a semi-inconspicuous area. You can draw conclusions from there on what you'd want to do with it after that, but you don't know exactly. It's a microchip, but it was in a weird spot. So you as an infiltrator probably have a good idea of what that would be for.
I believe that's for spying, listening in, or watching.
So at this point, I pretty much throw it on the ground and I point at Scar and I'm like, shoot this damn thing!
I look at Cassius and I just stomp on it instead with my boom. Just kind of rub it into the ground.
You hear a crackle and maybe a little bit of feedback for a second in your comms, and then it goes out.
That works.
I'm sorry. We need to talk about those things before we act.
Right. Okay.
I understand that it's in Scar's nature to do those things, but you are a Spectre. You should know better.
This is about safety. If this is getting any intel on us, we need to destroy it as soon as possible.
You did not even know what it was for.
I didn't need to. Better safe than sorry.
Well, now it does not even matter because it is destroyed.
I agree.
Watch for more of them. They might be anywhere that they're small enough, and honestly, I think he was right destroying it.
Thank you.
I've seen these.
Do what I'm told.
Shall we? And I point towards the northwest where we need to go.
We shall. If Varian can keep an eye out for more of these chips, that would be great.
Yes, I will, and then I will have you inspect the next one.
Thank you.
Okay. So you make your hike out into the wilderness outside of this settlement. Anything in particular be on the lookout for? Who would essentially be, I guess, scouting in this situation?
I would be scouting to an extent, to the best of my ability. I don't have like a sniper or anything, but I might have like some binocs or something.
Does Cassius have a sniper rifle by any chance?
I do have a sniper rifle, and it really depends on if there's any hills we can go up on. But Varian has one as well, right?
I do. I have a sniper rifle. Rifle as well.
Okay.
So
maybe you could find 2 spots to scout from, possibly. I only have a submachine gun and a heavy pistol. These are my weapons.
Okay. So I turn to Varian and say, all right, I'm gonna go left. If you can go right and post up at the highest point you can find, and then we'll take a look.
Yes, I can do that.
Yep.
And I pull it out and go.
Okay. So yeah, I'll have you both give me a quick gather intel check just to. You don't have to ask questions or not. I just want to see how well you can keep an eye on the terrain and what will be a good spot for that.
I got a 9.
I swear to God, every time I close something, I do apologize. I'm sorry, what am I rolling again?
Gather intel. You're not having to answer any questions with it or ask any questions. I just want to see how well you're able to kind of scout out.
And this is, so I still get to use commando at this point and roll hard instead.
Yep.
Okay, so. All right.
Okay. All right. So
Oh, shit.
Cassius, there aren't a ton of hills here, but you're able to find a good tree that you can climb up and post up in. Varian, you do find kind of a little like grassy knoll, so to speak. It's not a great hill, but you're able to kind of scout ahead and see. In the distance, Cassius, you specifically note what looks kind of in the hillside. It's a little off. You think you see something flicker, like the hill itself flickering.
Okay. So if you'll give me just a second. So I'm going to go. Do you read me? Does anyone read me?
Loud and clear.
All right. I do see something. It's a flicker. I don't know. It could be a flame. It could be a spark. I'm really not sure what I'm looking at.
I relay that info unless they hear this.
You'd all hear it on the comms.
We hear it.
Yeah.
You'd all hear on the comms. Yep.
Do I see anything?
Do you give direct coordinates? You just said you saw a flicker. So no, you don't see the spot he's talking about unless he points it out directly.
I do not hear or see anything.
What do you guys think we should do?
Does it seem dangerous?
Shall we proceed?
I mean, it's a goddamn flicker. I don't know. I mean, we can try and get closer and see if we can get some more detail. It doesn't look dangerous from here.
But would you please send me the direction you're looking?
Right, yeah. And then I go ahead and I use my tool and I send the basic trajectory that I'm looking at.
Okay, yeah, you're totally able to essentially ping a spot that'll pop up in your scope. It is absolutely a future of technology. So once you see that, you scope in and can kind of, it's a hill. But after you watch it for 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds, you see that kind of the hill flicker and shimmer a little bit, and then it looks normal.
Like a glitch?
Yep.
I see it. It doesn't look right. I'll have to get closer.
Proceed with caution then.
Agreed. So then I would probably stay where I'm at as they push forward a little bit to continue to get a little bit of lay of the land as they're going, just as a, and I'm gonna stay here and just watch out for now.
I'm going to move forward a bit.
I'm going to move forward too.
Okay.
I'll move forward as well.
Saria, shall we?
Shall we?
Let's go.
All right. So the four of you walk forward. Varian pops off of the grassy knoll, and just for curiosity's sake, who's taking the lead and who's kind of holding up the rear while Cassius sits up in a tree?
I think I would be a little bit closer than everybody just because I prefer to be closer, but still approaching cautiously and trying to get an eye of what is ahead before I do anything drastic.
Mm-hmm. So probably Scar up ahead and then me and Saria following behind him.
Okay.
When I catch up, I'd probably go next to Scar and keep pulling up my rifle and looking through the scope just to see if the spot changes or the glitch is happening.
Sure. Okay. It wasn't too terribly far away, but because you all had posted up, it was easy enough to spot. You kind of walk up to, it looks just like a normal hill, but as you get closer, you almost feel a bit of like an electric hum.
I'd like to gather intel to see if maybe I can see exactly where, or like kind of navigate to where exactly that hum is without like touching it.
Okay. Yeah.
that okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I rolled a 6.
Okay. You have no idea. Yeah, you just kind of feel, like when you're in, I mean, for lack of it, like in a generator room or a boiler, you feel like there's motors or energy coming, but you don't know. It feels almost like static energy, and you can't tell where it is.
Yeah, it's just kind of overwhelming.
Remember to make sure to mark experience when you fail rolls, because that is definitely a thing. But yes, you don't know. But you all feel kind of that hum as you approach, and Cassius, you would see that they're at the spot of the flicker.
Okay. And so at this point, I would sort of just, be sighting down, and just sort of say, "What's the problem? Go up the hill."
There's a humming.
I'm sorry.
We
There's
just
something
have
not
to be
right
careful.
here.
When you say humming, is someone singing?
No.
There's an
There's
electrical
something in front of
field
us.
of some sort.
Oh, thank you, Scar.
A static hum. Is that clearer for you?
Yes, that's very clear. What do you guys think you should do?
I think I should go up the hill.
Agreed.
And I'll start ascending the hill.
Okay. What I would like you to do for me as you start to try to walk up this hill is give me an act under fire roll. That is a cool.
All right. Let's see. Not bad.
8. Okay. So on a 7 and 9, you flinch, stall, or hesitate. The GM can offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. So you are confidently just like, I'm going to walk up this hill. It's flickering and gives me an electrical hum. You start to step, when you're going downstairs and you think there's another step.
Yeah.
And there isn't, and you just slam as hard as you can.
Never done that ever.
Never done that? Okay.
No, never. It couldn't be me. Nah.
So you realize as you're stepping onto this hill, it's a hologram. And your foot where you think there's going to be a hill doesn't happen. You step through the hologram and you trip. The option is, do you slam yourself into the door thinking that there was a movement, or do you try to move out of the way and fall on yourself?
Definitely slam into the door. Definitely.
Okay. Yeah, so if you would mind giving me a hand-to-hand roll, please.
Mm-hmm.
Because as we all know, the Krogan are known for their headbutts, and that's what's happening here, intentionally or not.
Wow. With a +2. All right.
That is a 6. That's a fail.
XP.
That is XP. So you all would see Scar walk up, try to step on the hill, fall into the hill, and then you would hear a loud thud as the electrical area kind of shimmers a little bit as he goes through. You're going to take 1 harm from that as you just headbutt solid metal. And you're in front of a blast door from what it looks like.
So armor blocks harm, is that right?
Armor does block harm. How much armor do you have?
2.
All right, so you don't take any harm. Your armor negated that, but you do have a bit of a ringing headache.
What the heck was that?
Well, that is an interesting development.
What the hell just happened?
There's not really a hill here. There's a door.
A pretty heavy door as well.
It looks as though there's a door built into this hill. It's just there's a hologram covering the front.
Like a hobbit house.
or a bunker, either one.
Shia.
Well,
I'm coming down. I'm on my way.
all right.
Oh. Does this door have a keypad or lock? Any visible way of opening it? Anything? Maybe just a doorknob. That we can. Maybe
There's
just
no doorknob, but there is an access panel.
Okay. All right. So I will assume that no one here knows the access code. So my next question will be, is there anyone, maybe Varian, can hack this thing?
You asking that in character?
I am asking in character, yes.
I can definitely try. I'll go right up to the pad.
I definitely believe in you.
Thank you. I will hopefully succeed. I don't see why I wouldn't.
I'll be eyeing the door in the meantime and just kind of give it a kick, look it up and down.
So you hear like a hollow thud.
I'll watch our flank.
Okay.
And
So
I'm
you're
just
looking
sprinting.
Yeah, I'm walking. I'm watching behind us for now.
Okay. So you would see Cassius running up to you all from inside the hologram. So you would just see a hill, Cassius, but you saw them go through it.
Right.
Varian, please give me a hack roll, which is sharp.
Okay. I got an 8.
That is an 8. So on a basically a hack, security measures are constantly evolving, but so are intrusion methods. With the right training and software, cracking security is relatively easy most of the time. Getting away with it is harder. When you attempt to bypass a lock or hack, roll sharp. On a 7 to 9, you choose one from the list. You open the lock or access the files, or you deactivate any defenses or alarms. So you have a choice. Open the lock or deactivate defenses or alarms.
Is it okay? Do I have to make the decision, or can I talk to?
You have to. You're the one who's hacking. You're in the system right now. You don't have a lot of time.
I'm gonna open the lock.
Okay. The lock opens.
Spectre status recognized.
And an alarm goes off.
Well, I unlocked it.
Oh, this is deja vu.
And the blast door slides open.
No, I just need to deactivate the alarms.
I would like to charge in immediately
Perfect.
to see what's going on inside there.
The Krogan runs into a very sterile looking hallway. Quite long, sloping downwards slightly. There are some boxes stacked off on the left side. Go ahead and give me a gather intel check.
Okay.
Dear Krogan.
Let me do my intel gathering. Let's see. Oh, it's actually not too bad. Let's see. I roll a 7.
Okay. All right, you get to pick one from that list of gather intel.
Yes, let's see. Gather intel. Let's say, what should I be on the lookout for?
It's a good question. As you charge in, you'd be on the lookout for the Cerberus guards that are rushing into this hallway.
Fair enough.
Is anyone else running in after the Krogan?
At this point, would I get to them, or am I still?
You definitely
hoofing
would. You'd get there like as the doors slide open and you hear the alarm.
So at that point, I guess I'm just gonna bust in and go, whoa, whoa, slow down. And then just sort of like immediately pull out my, I've got a rifle, I think it's a Revenant rifle, and pull that out and immediately start looking around. And I imagine I'm behind Scar at this point.
You're behind everyone. Scar ran in.
So
Everyone else did not. Scar is the only one in that hallway. Everyone else is outside the door. And
okay,
Scar, I'm gonna need you to act under fire.
Oh.
Because shots have started going out.
Oh, good. Excellent. All right, let's see. I got a 4.
Ahead of all of you.
Are there any like areas for coverage that
There
I
were
can
some
see
there were
from
some
the wall?
boxes off on the left ahead of Scar. And then basically the doorway that you're at is a good amount of cover. Without going in way deeper, there's not a whole lot of good cover in this hallway, especially since you alerted all the guards. All right, Scar, you got a 4. Now, so while you do get experience, you take a direct hit as you're charging in. That is going to be, where was that? 3 harm.
Okay.
So that takes out shields first.
Right.
And then you would deal with armor and health. So you take 3 harm as you take a direct blast and get knocked back. And it stops your charge. You're hit square in the chest. What is everyone else doing? You just see Scar get hit.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, at this point, like, I do realize what's going on in front of me, but I'm immediately like turned around, looking behind us, like realizing that we're in a firefight and trying to make sure our flank is clear.
Your what is clear? Sorry.
My flank, behind everybody, like with knowing that there's people in front of us, I'm looking around to see if there's anyone coming from the side to like flank us to come,
Oh no, it's all ahead of you.
Okay.
Behind you is outside, so there's no you can't see anyone like popping out from like a grassy knoll or something.
Okay, fantastic. And at that point, if I'm still behind them, I can't really do much.
No, I mean you can fire down the hallway. That's about it.
And he's down right now.
He's not down. No, he's a Krogan. He took that hit with all of his shields, but he still took it.
No, I mean literally. I thought it knocked him backwards, onto his ass
he
for
had
a
to
minute.
stumble back. It stopped his charge. He's not on the ground or anything, though.
Okay, and so looking in, do we see who is firing, or is it still sort of obscured?
You saw what looked like a couple of people like popping out around a hallway corner, firing. Some of them have taken cover behind some boxes farther down.
Okay. So I guess I would try and take a shot at them to at least try and suppress them long enough to get Scar back up.
Okay. Give me a fire him up.
All right.
So fire him up while he's rolling that is when you attack an enemy with firearms or heavy weapons, roll hard. By default, you harm the enemy and they harm you. And you can hustle somewhere as you attack. On a 10 plus, choose 3. What did you roll?
A 14.
Okay. You can take 3. Now, you said suppressive fire was one of the ideas, right?
Right, suppressive fire, absolutely.
Okay, so that means everyone else takes 1 less harm from enemies in a certain area. I'm guessing the certain area is around you?
Yeah, it would. Well, since I am shooting basically past them,
right?
Yeah, it would be right there in that area. Okay.
Okay.
And then
you have 2 other choices.
Okay, so I've got. I wouldn't need to reload. I would probably try and move up, right up next to Scar. As fast as
you can
possible.
do that without a choice. You already get to do that.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep.
And then I'd be looking for cover as soon as possible, as soon as we're in there.
So taking cover is one of the options, and you do that. You have 1 more choice, though.
And then I'm going to reload.
Okay. All right. So you're able to do all of those things. You take cover, which means you get -1 harm, and you can regenerate a shield if you had any down, which they shoot at you as you're running up ahead. You would also take 3 harm to shields if you have your full shields, but you'll recover 1 and you take 1 less because of cover. So you really only take 1 shield damage.
Damn.
Due to that. You see 1 soldier go down from that hit, just outright.
Okay.
He is blasted away. What are the rest of you doing? You see Cassius charge in after shooting past you.
How many soldiers are there right now?
You were able to see 2. You're not sure if there's more or less than that, though.
Can I move in and immediately use my biotic ability?
Yes. So you will need to give me a fire him up for that. So that is a hard roll. It's a 9. Okay, so 7 to 9, you will choose 2 of those options from the list. Which is under basic moves, fire him up.
Okay.
I think biotics are one of the choices you have to make, I believe. It'll say under your biotic ability.
Yeah, so if the enemy has no shields, attack and throw them with biotics.
Okay. And that's one of the choices on a, like, it says
that is what throw does. Add the following option to fire him up, yes.
Perfect. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you're going to do throw, and what's the other option you're going to choose?
I'm going to take cover and regenerate 1 shield.
Okay. So with the regeneration, you'd be up to 1 whole shield.
Mm-hmm.
So you tick off a couple because you took 3, regenerate 1 as you get up to cover. You throw a throw out there. You push them with biotics, and it looks like the rest of them are shielded, so it kind of just washes over the one poking his head out. You see the shimmer of shields. The guy that Cassius downed is down.
Okay. Is that the end of my turn?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
What are the rest of you doing?
So when we go into battle, I have a passive move called Sentinel where I roll hard to find out whether or not I get to hold any
Go ahead and do that.
So let me go ahead and do that.
And I'd love you to read off that ability once you're
yes, absolutely. Roll hard, okay. Okay, so for hard, when you go into battle, roll hard. On a 10 plus, hold 3. On a 7 to 9, hold 2. On a miss, hold 1, but take -1 forward. During battle, you can spend your hold 1 for 1 for, do I have to read off all the abilities or?
No, you don't have to. Okay. You spend hold to do extra things. So what do you, so you have hold. And you have 1 hold, I believe, because the
7 to 9 is hold 2. And
hold
I hit a 9. Yes, we hit a 9.
Right. Perfect. All right, so you have hold 2 that you can use. You just have to make sure to tell me when you're spending it.
Yes. So from where I'm standing at the door, am I close enough to attempt to overload their shields? That's in addition to fire them up.
Does it say a range for that?
It does not from here.
Then you're in range. If it doesn't say there's a specified range for it, then as long as you're in the firefight, you're within range.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna roll hard for that.
Okie doke, please do. That's an 8 for overload.
That is an 8 for overload. That's in addition to fire 'em up. So do I also?
Oh, so that is your fire 'em up roll. Did you roll hard?
Yes.
Okay, so your fire 'em up roll is 8. So overload is an option you choose, and you get 2 options during fire 'em up. So what is your other choice with that?
I'm going to. I guess I will attempt to take cover from. Well, I'm already in cover at the moment.
You are. You're behind like the blast door, kind of poking your head out.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay where I am then, and I'm gonna do suppress fire. So, oh wait, in this area we would take less damage.
In this area, but if you want to do that, the area where they are, where the Krogan, your Turian, and now your other Asari friend, they are all in a different area than where you are.
Okay. So I'll just suppress fire here just in case as well, so that I'll be everyone else taking 1 less harm.
Okay, so the area you're in, so you and Varian?
Yeah, so that would be with Varian.
Okay, great. Okay, so you're suppressing fire, and you're already in cover, so they shoot at you, and you also are down to 1 shield now with the regeneration because you're behind cover. So there you go. But you've done that. You see one of them, like, kind of stumble back, electrocuted from your overload, and take a knee really quickly before getting themselves back off and popping those shots at you. So now there is someone shieldless. Varian, what are you doing?
I'm going to take out my submachine gun and I'm going to aim it at the shieldless Cerberus now.
Okay. All right. Give me a fire him up, please.
Okay. Rolled an 8.
All right. You get 2 choices from that.
Okay. I want to do +1 harm. So
Okay.
nice shooting. And I also want to... I'm going to do moving so I can get to cover.
Okay. So you're already in cover.
Oh, okay.
If you want to move into closer cover.
No, since I'm already in cover, I'm going to also do suppressive fire.
Okay. There's a lot of suppressive fire. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
You're all making sure everyone's safe. Okay. So you do an extra harm. How much harm does your submachine gun do?
Oh boy. Let me see.
Before
I wrote this
that?
down. It is 2 harm.
2 harm, which would be 3 because of that. Yeah, you pop him a couple of times in the chest, in the head, and he goes down.
Okay.
Okay. Scar, you've shaken off that hit. What are you doing?
I would like to approach further and employ a biotic ability. Let's use Shockwave.
All right, so you're charging them specifically. You're moving past the cover where
so they're around a corner. Is that right?
The Cerberus soldiers are, yes.
Yeah. So I'd like to
this cover.
Come right past that corner and just employ a shockwave right there. So if there's anybody kind of huddled back there, they're going to get knocked back.
Okay, I would like you to act under fire as you're charging into a firefight.
Okay. I rolled a 3.
And that
is not very good.
No, that is a 3. Okay. Yeah, so you're charging in and you take another shot as you're trying to run up and act under fire, and it's not working too well. All right, so you take another what was the harm on that? I believe it was 3. Another 3 harm. Do you have any shields left?
No, I'm out of shields.
All right, so now armor is going to take play. So you're going to take 3 harm minus your armor with your shields down.
All right.
So how much total harm was that for you, Scar?
So I am 1 health down, and as part of my Krogan vitality, I never have less than 1 armor. So 2 damage went to armor. My armor is now 1, and I took 1 to health.
Okay.
So I have 2 health left.
2 health. Okay, great. Okay. Well, you're tanking like a Krogan does, that's for sure. All righty. Who wants to act next? There's no specific turn order. It's just whoever does a thing first.
How many are left?
So you've now seen since this. It looks like there's a couple hiding behind this place that the Krogan is trying to get to. You haven't reached the corner yet, unfortunately, Scar.
Could I throw? Oh no, I can't. I cannot use a biotic ability for 2 more turns, or 1 more turn.
That's correct.
Is that correct?
You have a recharge rate on your abilities.
Okay. So do I have a clear shot at any of them, or are they just?
They're in cover,
hiding?
But you definitely can shoot at them.
Okay, so I just shoot at them.
Okay, fire them up. Okay.
Yikes.
So, on a miss and fire them up, the enemy evades your attack and you're temporarily exposed. If the enemy returns fire, they will typically harm you. You step up and they pop back around the corner real quick, apparently pretty confident that this Krogan hasn't got to them, and then fire a shot at you. And you're going to take 3 harm. Do you have any shields?
1.
You have 1? Okay, so it'll take that down, 2 harm, and then subtract your armor from that.
Okay, perfect.
Also remember to mark experience for that failure.
Thank you.
Okay, who's acting next? You see, you see, good old Sayani stand up and miss and kind of look at her gun for a second, not expecting that, and get shot.
Okay, so at this point, Scar is up and forward a little bit around.
He's
the
ahead
corner.
of you now.
Right.
Yes, he's outside of the cover that you're in.
How quickly could I get to him and still be sort of considered within the turn? You know,
you
like,
can hustle basically during
cool.
your fire 'em up. It's that you can move an extra distance as a choice, but a hustle is kind of a short distance.
Sure.
That's kind of implied, moving cover to cover kind of idea.
Okay, so what I would like to, I don't know if this is a good idea, but what I'd like to do is get out my M457 Firestorm, which is essentially a flamethrower.
Yeah.
And that's 4 harm, close, and messy. So my goal is to get up as close to Scar or in front of him after seeing, you know, what he's done, the damage he's gotten, and Sayani getting hit, to try and do sort of a suppressive flamethrower, you know, to see if I can push him back for just a minute, a little further down that corridor.
All right. For those of you watching who don't know, he mentioned a couple of tags, the main one being messy. They're not known for their precision. They affect multiple targets if they're adjacent to each other and may pose risk to bystanders as well. So go ahead and give me a fire 'em up as you're hustling up toward your Krogan friend.
All right.
Yay.
Here we go.
Goodbye, Scar.
Oh, shit.
Oh my.
A 15? A 15.
That is a 15, which is pretty much what you needed to not burn your poor friend to a crisp. Due to that crazy roll, I'm going to give you an extra choice from that list. So you have 4 choices, and you can double one if you choose.
I have 4 choices.
Yes.
Shit.
So many choices. It's a lot.
Just
I don't
15 is an absurd number to roll.
I don't even know where to start at this point. Okay. So this is the take cover, nice shooting, moving, suppressive fire. Shit.
And reload. Correct. Yep.
So I definitely want to double up on suppressive fire. That's my main goal, to try and push them back as far as I can.
So you're trying to keep the area that has no cover
Yes.
around the Krogan and yourself now to have 2 less harm from shots. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
And-
So you do that, and then you have 2 more choices.
Okay. At this point, I'm going to do nice shooting to do +1 harm,
Okay.
and immediately afterwards, take cover.
Okay. All righty then. That is just fine. So yeah, how much harm is that total with the extra +1?
Oh my God, I don't even know. So the nice shooting is +1.
It's +1. What is the stock harm for your Firestorm?
So for the Firestorm, I thought it was 4. I'm sorry, I don't have enough things open.
That's all right.
It is 4 harm, yes. So
Okay,
5?
so it'd be 5 total. All
Okay.
right. Okie doke. So yeah, you would see their shields flicker away as you move up and just blast the corner of this hallway, kind of going off to the left. And it's a flamethrower and it's messy. So it doesn't really matter that you aren't aiming down the hallway so much as you're aiming at it, so it can kind of go in and around. And you hear screams from people burning as their shields flicker, and then their armor catches a bit, and they're like patting themselves out as best they can. And they attempt to wildfire at you in their panic, and you get like winged by 1 harm.
Okay, so my armor should be able to cover that without. Oh no, it's
Even
shield
if
first,
you have
isn't
shields first, so you take a shield point first.
So that would be 1 shield point. Okay.
Yes. And taking cover, I mean, you essentially like would go up to, if you wanted to, the closest cover is the hallway corner they're at and around, just on the other side of the corner.
Yeah, I would head up to that then. Yeah.
Okay. So with a little bit of fuel leaking off of the tip of your firestorm, you push your back up against this hallway opposite of them, or around the corner from them.
Right. Okay.
All right. Who's going next? Who's acting after you see this burst of flame around a hallway?
So I would like to attempt to run as close forward as I can. Am I able to reach Scar by any chance? From where I'm standing, I'm still at the entrance.
You can. You absolutely can.
Okay. All right. So
what are you trying to do?
Well, I do want to end up spending one of my holds.
What would that do?
In order to use my Metagel on Scar.
Ah, okay.
Or to regenerate his shields. Actually, that might be. I'll heal him. Anyway, I want to try and fire him up in order to run forward and shoot.
Okay.
Try to get to cover. Yeah.
Give me a fire him up roll. Okay, that is an 8.
That is an 8.
Perfect. Choose 2.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and run over towards Scar.
Okay, so that would be a moving in this situation, because you can hustle a bit of a distance forward, and now you're trying to go even farther after shooting.
Okay. So I've already hustled over there towards Scar, right?
You hustled basically to the first cover, and then you'd have to use moving to get to the next spot.
Okay, so I will do that. I will go ahead and spend one of my points from my Sentinel feat and go ahead and apply my Metagel to Scar.
Okay.
And then I would like to attempt to take cover as well.
Okay. Yeah, so just a heads up. Let's see. So you've done that. You've used that Metagel. You'll make sure you mark off a point of history with them if you didn't have that already.
Oh, okay,
because you have essentially chosen to put yourself in harm's way to heal your Krogan.
Okay.
So you have a history over them.
Perfect.
Okay. And then all of your harm will be healed now, Scar.
Okay. Just to health?
Just to health.
Yes.
Not your shields are regenerated, but your harm is completely healed.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So what is your damage, by the way, on your weapon? Because you're firing while doing this.
Well, this is, I guess I would use the submachine gun, which
That's what you had out already, right?
Hand close. Yeah.
Yep.
So the damage is, it's 2 harm and 1 disrupt.
Okay. All right. So you fire, and another one of them gets pinged off as he's like trying to like put himself out, try to take a shot at you, and it doesn't matter. And he falls. All right, Varian, I believe you are the final person who hasn't done anything yet.
I want to throw a grenade.
Throw it down into that hallway they're chilling.
Uh-oh.
Well, no, I'm gonna.
Dude.
I want to
Tell
do
me
that.
what you're gonna do, please.
I'd like to run up and get a better lay of the land and see if throwing a grenade is a good idea.
I mean, some of this is definitely you're like, if you're throwing a grenade, like that's gonna be what you have out when you run forward with fire 'em up.
Okay, then I'm going.
I let you choose to not throw it if it looks like a really bad idea, but
Is
it
that
is
where
you're
I
in a
am?
firefight, so
Yeah,
go on your gut.
I'm going to think about it, and then I'm going to notice that everybody's kind of. They might be in the line of fire, so I'm going to move up while holding my grenade.
Okay, so give me a fire 'em up.
Okay.
Because you're hustling up to the first point of cover behind the boxes, where Cassius and
I got.
All right.
I got a 7.
Got a 7. Okay, so you can choose 2 from your fire 'em up list.
Okay. I'm going to, oh my gosh, I'm going to do suppressive fire. So I'm going to put my grenade away and pull out my submachine gun.
Okay.
And I'm going to reload before I do that.
Okay. All right. Reload. You just start shooting at that hallway. And how much harm does that do? That submachine gun?
It does 2.
2? Okay. All right. Okay. And this guy has now like turned around and aims at Cassius, who is got his nice flamethrower there because they're on the same corner. But he gets nailed by this submachine gun fire that's kind of firing past him, which may be a little scary for you, Cassius, because you've got shots coming past you into this hallway. But the Cerberus soldier goes down.
Nice shooting.
And there's a moment of what feels like calm silence as these 4 Cerberus soldiers have collapsed, presumably dead. Can someone give me a gather intel, please?
I really feel like that should be Varian.
Yeah, like anyone who is best at doing that. Is
Varian? Is proximity an issue or
no? Just someone.
Go ahead, Varian.
Okay. Yeah, do it.
Do it. I got a 9.
A 9. Okay.
I would like to know what should I be on the lookout for?
Great.
And what's my... Oh, that's all I can ask?
One question. Unless you have a special ability that adds something else from your class, which you might, but I don't know.
Yes. When gather intel, I'm going to use tactical advisor. When you gather intel and act on a GM's answers, take 2 instead of +1.
That's pretty important.
Okay.
Because you're listening and you think you hear scratching on like from the wall to the right side of the hallway. So there's this left hallway where these soldiers were, but you think you hear scratching up to the right.
Up to the right. Okay. So then I can ask another one, correct?
Does it say you get to ask us an additional question for your ability, or you just take a +2?
Oh, you just take a +2. Okay.
So you don't. That's your only question. That's what you catch. What you should be on the lookout? Whatever the hell that scratching noise is.
There's an odd sound. Up to the right. Something on the other side of the wall.
Do we all hear it? Is it something that we can all hear? That's out of character. I'm just asking.
Yeah. Once she points it out, you can kind of like strain your ears.
Is there any sort of door or something that it would be behind, or is it just behind the wall itself?
It sounds like the wall. You'd have to move up farther down the hallway to know more.
I'll start moving forward slowly towards the wall, listening. Just focusing on the sounds.
Okay.
Pull my shotgun up and just be ready.
Who's taking the lead? Let me know your kind of standard like pecking order, essentially.
Well, right now I'm just trying to put the flamethrower away after that mess, and I'm currently pulling out the assault rifle, so that's sort of what I'm doing.
I'd go first, just because I heard the sound.
Sure. Scar, where are you? Are you like right behind her?
Right behind her, yeah, with a shotgun, just ready to attack anything that pops out.
I'll be behind Scar.
Okay.
And behind Saria.
Okay.
And then I'm pulling up the rear.
Okay. So you walk forward, and as you'd walk past that hallway, if you looked off to your left, you would see what looks like an open door to a barracks, or like a bunk room where these soldiers clearly poured out of when they heard the alarm.
And that's where we're hearing the scratching?
You're hearing it from the other side to your right.
Okay.
And it sounds like the scratching's on like from the other side of the wall.
Can we check out the barracks and see if there's anything useful there?
You totally can. Are you breaking off from the group moving forward?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you walk off. Everyone's walking forward, except for Sayani, who breaks off. Does anyone else react to that, or do you let her do her thing?
No,
We would all notice, right?
Those of you ahead of her might not. Those of you behind or next to her might.
I would immediately say, "What are you doing?"
I have to check it out. Maybe there's something we can use in there.
All right, I'll go with you.
Okay.
So you two break left. We'll take care of that first. So you move into the barracks. What are you looking for? It looks like a standard barracks. There are bunks. There are what look like lockers at the foot of each bunk. You can see a couple of guns strewn about. It looks like they pretty hastily grabbed this stuff and ran out to engage you.
I just want to see if there's any any intel I can gather, anything left behind that could help us.
Roll me a gather intel. Yes, you said the magic word. That's a full hit.
Full hit.
So you can ask 2 questions from that list under gather intel. And you'll take a +1 forward if you have to act on it.
Okay, so what should I be on the lookout for?
Okay, what's your second question?
Can I ask about what is a scratching noise?
That's not even in this room. That was back in the hallway.
I know. Okay, all right.
So it wouldn't. You're looking around this room,
fine.
unfortunately.
Where can I find intel? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely, it is.
There we go.
So you start like, and I don't know how you deal with this, Cassius. This is it's basically a military room, and you see her start just like opening lockers that are like busting them open with like her Omni tool, just physically prying them and like rifling through the stuff.
Okay.
Yep, exactly.
Honestly, I'm fine with it. This is what we're here for. So if she's doing it, I'm doing it too.
Great.
So
okay.
To get through it faster.
Totally. So you're both looking through, and I mean, Cassius, you don't find anything very useful. It's clothes, some mementos of their family, like a picture of like a couple together, random what you would expect in Foot Lockers. However, Sayani, you happen to find what looks like maybe a broken PDA in one of the lockers.
Oh.
And that should be shown to you in a second in the handouts section.
In the handouts section. Where's the handouts section?
That's above your characters.
I have had to refresh a couple times to get the handout to show up properly.
Oh, okay. No, there it is.
Okay.
Okay. Everyone, I found something.
So you're saying this over comms? Just
I
clarifying.
am. Yes. If they are that far ahead, then yes.
They're not within like easy earshot. No.
Okay, then yes. Everyone, I have found something.
What did you find?
So, I found a PDA. It appears to be heavily damaged, but I can make out some words. So, okay, that's what I can make out. So it's ship successful. Doctor setup functional. Minor setbacks adjusting. I can make that out. Arrive. Best of luck for humanity, and signed by Doctor, but there's no name that I can make out. That does not look very good.
So I'm over there. I haven't walked over yet. Oh my God, you're bad at reading. I can't see it, right?
Do you upload the PDA to everyone's
Can I do that?
communicators? You totally
Yes.
can, absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. Do I have to roll for this? Or is
No,
it okay?
You can just upload it.
Okay. Let me just do it properly. Just okay. It is done. You must have it now. So you can access it and see if you can figure out something else.
Oh. I see. And then I just sort of put my arm back down. and just stay quiet after that.
All right. We'll get back to the other group as they were, I believe, still moving forward while you all were in the barracks. So with Varian at the lead and Scar and Zarya following up, you see a window into whatever this room is off to your right. It looks like farther ahead there's a large blast door and then a hallway that goes off to the right. But there's a window on the wall to your right.
I'd like to wait, and I'll say over comms, rail back to us.
Wait. What?
Basically, I'm waiting for you guys.
No, hey,
Okay.
if there's
Yeah.
a miscommunication in character, play it
Okay.
out. Totally fair. She didn't hear you. She wasn't paying attention.
Fine.
Wait, can you repeat, please?
Route back to us. We'll wait for you until we move forward.
Okay.
Roger. On my way.
I move back towards them.
Same.
I would
Can
try
you
to
meet
get a better view through the window to see if I can see anything scratching around in there.
All right. So Scar kind of pushes ahead while people are gathering together and looks through the window. You don't need to roll to see what look like a number of cages, some of which have been busted open, and there are a number of husks wandering around the room, some of which are clawing at the window itself.
There are
Making
husks
weird
there.
clicking, groaning noises as they attempt to get through this window.
Well, I guess you did actually see a husk.
Looks like they were imprisoned. Kept for some reason.
This complicates things.
At this point, I catch up to them. I look in and go, "Oh my God, there's husks in there!"
I think that's a great place to end the session.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god. Oh my god, there's husks.
No way.
Oh my god, no way. What?
Oh.
Oh my god, they were roommates. Oh my god. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Well, there we have it. Episode 1 of Reaper Relay.
Oh, God. Can I just say well done to everybody?
Yeah,
Holy
fantastic
shit.
job, everyone.
That was awesome.
Very
Oh, it was,
Very
it
good.
was
That was awesome.
amazing.
That is the closest I'll ever be to like the Mass Effect universe.
Well, there's also next week.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. That's just the beginning. The beginning of it all.
Oh,
Man.
well, thank you all for tuning in. Let's do a round of shout outs. I appreciate y'all being here. I, of course, I'm Domestic Dan, the elusive Dan, the guest GM here. And this has been Reaper Relay. Let's go in reverse order this time. Please shout yourself out. Please tell us something that may be upcoming in your life or stream or something cool about yourself. Katie Peters Plays.
Hi, I'm Katie Peters Plays. I played Varian for you today, who, PB messaged me. She's like, I thought you were pissed because I painted a frown on my face.
Don't call me out.
I will, it's true. And I was like, no, if you look at Solarian lips, they're like perpetually frowning. So I'm not pissed. But this was a lot of fun. I really like playing this character and I'm excited for next week. Congrats, Dan, by the way. I'm just excited.
Such a great job.
And you can catch me here tomorrow on Dying Order with Brad Wuto as the DM. And I stream on my channel Sci-Fi and Horror. I've been playing The Long Dark though, and I've been loving it. So come hang out with me if you'd like tomorrow morning.
Awesome. Faye.
Hi, I'm Phelan. I was playing Zarya, and I just finished Pokemon Sword. It was pretty great. So that's it. That's all.
Nothing coming up. All right. That's okay.
No, just keeping it normal.
Go follow Phelan, please do it. Bloody. Who are you? What do you do? What's coming up?
Hi. What's coming up? Next week is my 3-year partnerversary. That's coming up. That's pretty exciting.
That's pretty awesome.
Thank you. Yes. And I actually, when I first started streaming, I started streaming Mass Effect. Isn't that pretty cool?
That's right.
Because Mass Effect is my favorite game of all time. Well, Mass Effect 2 is, but the original trilogy all together. And I am just, when you told me about this, it was just a moment of, oh, that's a thing? Oh my God, what? So it says, it was like an instant, yes, Dan, yes, I'm going to be part of this. Like, it's a no-brainer.
Oh God, there was, I just want to, I will say specifically, when I reached out to Bloody for this, it was within seconds of me DMing her. Like, not even joke. Like, hey, here's what I want to do. Yes, all caps, nothing else. Immediate. I was like, all right, well, that answers that. That was easy.
Yes. But yeah, thank you. This is an amazing system. I love how easy it is. You know, like I can actually, like, I'm going to speak for myself. I can actually focus on the RP part of it and not the mechanics so much. Because like for what I've done so far, it's been, you know, kind of hectic trying to figure out, okay, what do I roll? How do I do this? What do I do? But this is just very, very good. So yeah, I'm not gonna hog the conversation anymore.
Oh, you're fine. That's all right. Lobos, what do you do? What's coming up?
Hey. I'm Lobos Jr. on Twitch. I've been playing a lot of new games lately because a lot of new games came out. So I'm playing through Star Wars, playing through Death Stranding, and I play a lot of WoW Classic too. So that's in my future pretty much for the next couple of weeks.
Fair.
But I love this game. I love everybody's personalities with their character, and I think they're only going to blossom more. So I'm excited to see how that goes.
Very excited to see where all of you go. And last but not least, Aaron, who are you? What do you do?
My name is Aaron Black. Used to be a streamer, but found that I enjoyed watching streams more than doing them. Currently, I do a lot of writing. Actually, if you look at the New York Times, you'll see that I'm not on their bestsellers.
Wow, what a lead up.
Damn it, Aaron, I love you.
Hey, that thing you know of? I'm not on that. All right.
I'm in editing hell with a lot of things that I do, but I would love to reiterate that please follow all of these beautiful, wonderfully talented people. They are absolutely amazing. I can't say enough. And that's all I got. Happy to be here.
Thank you. And PB, who are you? You did a lot of the back end. You absolutely need a shout out.
Did you
deal with it.
the scratching and the
that was great. Thank you.
Sounds, because that was like,
that was
terrifying. Quick. How can I do this real quick? But more importantly, take a look at the screen. We have our first fan art from Void Smoker.
Fucking Void.
Void Smoker did some fan art for the show.
Oh my God.
You already got Cassius and Sayani art.
Sweet.
That's you two.
It's so cool.
I'm probably pretty pissed to be that close. No offense, Bloody. Just so you know.
Yes, PB did the production. She was bad at shouting herself out. Go follow Pumpkinberry. She's great. She GM'd me for a long time with Nocturne, and I've played with her a bunch, and she reached out. So if you like this show, you can blame her because she pulled me into this. So please go give her a follow and a subscription. Please and thank you. And last, I am Domestic Dan. I have been your elusive Dan today, and I am so honored that I was reached out to do this. Thank you, Faye. Thank you, Aaron, Lobos, Bloody, Katie, PB, for being a part of this with me. And I think we will see you next week on Reaper Relay.
Yes.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Have a good night, everyone.